We should start, I guess, just with the story of the day, man. We just talked to Tim Ryan about it, and it was a shock to everybody yesterday. Just your initial thoughts on what happened with De'Vondre Campbell and how alarming that was.
Well, I mean, look, he's played 9 years. He grew up playing football. He's played it his whole life. To walk off is just super weird. I mean, I remember Bill Walsh. We were playing preseason one year. And, I don't know, let's say the kid's name is Jones. I can't remember his name. He's like, Jones, punt team, let's go, And he ran up to Bill, and he goes, oh, Coach, I'm sorry, I have to go to the bathroom. And then he ran into the locker room, like off the field into the locker room. And Bill told, I don't know who was Norb Hecker. To follow him in and cut him, like, just get him out of here.
Cut him in the bathroom?
You got to go to the bathroom, bro. I can't go on punt team. But this is not to be laughing about this because something's not right. And someone who played a long time, if you play 9 years in the league, by definition, you love the game. The NFL, the pro game will. If you don't love football, you'll be gone in a couple, 3 years. There's a lot of really talented football players that have been super famous coming out of college that played 2 or 3, even 4 years maybe, but sooner or later they end up leaving the game because they just don't love it. And if you don't love it, I don't care how much money you're making, they won't play it. So the fact that he played 9, I mean, that's just something's not right. I don't know what happened. Obviously, he can't play again for the 49ers, and maybe no one will let him play again. It's a code, and you can't do it. But it makes me worry for him a little bit because that's if he was a rookie or some kid that would just showed up. I mean, I don't know, but a guy that's played a long time, so that's not right. Something's not right.
Steve, what do you make of what's going on with Deebo Samuel the last few weeks? I mean, he tweets that he's not getting enough, usage, and then last night he has 3 catches for 16 yards. From a quarterback standpoint, I mean, you seen like what's going on with Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown right now. How did you handle receivers back in the day when they were vocal that they weren't getting the football?
You got to be super careful, Derek. I say that's one of the most important jobs a quarterback has is the psychology of it all and being able to handle different people. There's only one guy I know that could just scream at everybody and get away with it, and that was Dan Marino. Like, he just didn't matter. I don't know what it was. Dan just pulled it off. I don't know how he did it. But you gotta be able to – everyone's different, and you got to find a way to talk to everyone just – and Dan didn't scream at everyone. I don't know why I said that. I just always admired the fact that he could, anyway. So, but you have to, you can yell at some guys. Some guys want to get yelled at.
Yeah. And
some guys want to be whispered to. And some guys need to be ignored. And some guys need to be iced. And it was always different. And that was the art of managing the people and then making sure that they knew, number one, I'm accountable. And the ball's in my hands, and I recognize that no matter what happens, from the fact that the time when the ball's in my hand, it's on me. So as long as they know that, and then everything else, how I communicate them, hopefully is in a way that they can take it in and improve and figure it out and make it better. And sometimes, you have to be really abrupt about it. Now, as far as Deebo, this guy's a great player. He's been a great player. He's been a great player since he was a little kid. I always say, people like Deebo, the greatest athletes they've ever seen, And when things start to go haywire, it's almost baffling to them, and they don't understand it. And sometimes it's age, sometimes it's injury, sometimes it's something else going on in your life. It's hard to say. Sometimes, especially at receiver, though, it's such an elite spot. When I talk about speed and quickness, separation, they now try to judge that. Was a Pro Football puts out a separation
metric.
And I don't know. I'm wondering what dude is sitting behind trying to decide which guy's separating, which not. But anyway, as they try to separate, that's where you got to be a 10 or a 9.5, and all of a sudden you're an 8-9, and then things are different. It's weird. Something happened, and I don't know what's happening, but those little things happen, and then and that's what's hard. And I don't know if that's what's happening, but certainly there's something going on, and you can see because you can see him pressing, and then when you press, things kind of go haywire a little bit sometimes. So yeah, you saw. I mean, he was snapping at the punter. He's challenged in some way, and I don't know that he even knows exactly he's probably, and obviously he's tweeting that he's frustrated. He doesn't know how to deal with it because it's maybe in some ways it's new, right? It's the first time in my life something's gone haywire. And that's what's hard about elite athletes is you're an elite athlete really until all of a sudden you're not. And that day is weird. And I'm not saying he isn't or that he's aged or anything. I'm just saying that the frustration of being amazing your whole life, and then all of a sudden you're not amazing. You don't know why, and all you can do is blame someone else because it can't be me.